Hello everybody and welcome back to Manor Lords, where it is currently December, and so there's not a whole lot going on, except apparently Ica now has no food. Is that real? That should not be real, I think. We've got 30 grain in our farmhouse right now. If we go into our granary, we have nothing. Okay, we can work on upgrading that to a large granary, I suppose, but there's no real reason to. No real reason not to either, though. So we are definitely cooking from our communal oven. There's only so much to work on here for right now, though. Having a distinct lack of food is a problem. What do we have in these apiaries? We've got 4 and 4? Okay. And we are crafting out of the apiaries, so we do have food coming in here, for sure. We've got 2 in the hunting camp. That seems relatively fine. Waldbrand is requiring more market area for their stalls. Okay, we could definitely do that. That is certainly a thing that we can do. So we can put in some market area, like maybe over here a little bit, or we could put in a fairly large market area up over this way, or just expand this one in some way, like out over here. That'll only be 2 market stall locations, but we could certainly do that. And then we could put in like a secondary market location out over here or so. Something kind of like that. That should be reasonably fine. Now, Ica now lacking food is definitely a problem, and it's kind of an unforeseen one. But I think the core issue here comes from how long it took to get the current fields planted. Now, a big part of that is due to lack of labor, and we're going to put in more labor here for sure. Let's cruise forward and see how this feels as we're going forward. We should have enough food here, I think, to get us through the winter and to get us harvesting these berries again. That's the idea. Now, I want to hop up over to Selbits here and check in on what we've got going on up here. Now, we've got this communal oven, and that is working nicely. We've got the windmill here. Yeah, this should all be in a relatively good position. We've only got 2 families in the farmhouse right now. I'm going to put 1 over in the weaver's workshop. There should be 1 family there, for sure. And then we can grow a little bit here. So that seems fine. We're definitely going to need to get some more work done out in these areas. So we're going to need to have some additional burgages built here. I think that's very, very clear. So let's put in a couple of burgages up over here. Something about like this or so. And that'll do. Okay, so we'll get going on that. This is claiming to be Waldbrand, but this is not Waldbrand. We'll go back to Waldbrand and then back up to Selbits. Yeah, there we go. There seems to be some issues with switching now and then. Hopefully that gets fixed. But for now, Newslow seems to be in a pretty good state. Immenruth definitely is still a bit of a hamlet. I would like to get this leveled up a little bit. We're lacking in differing types of food stall supply. Fair enough. We should probably consider putting in a farmhouse down here, because we don't have any sort of farming here at this time. So let's get a farmhouse put in about here, and then we can run some fields back in this higher fertility area up over here. So that's going to end up being a field about like this. And then up over around like this, in this relatively high fertility area. And then out over this way, we can have a field over here that would be something like... That's only 0.9 Morgan? Really? Okay. Something like that. And then an additional field would go out over here, kind of like so. And then we can alternate between these two. For the moment, anyway. It'll be something along the lines of that. Now, I'm wondering about road out here. Yeah, there's not much road connection here. So we'd look to connect that up over this way and then bring this guy in somewhere around here, connect it in like that, and then bring this up and over, and then probably have this connect in. Actually, yeah, right here is about perfect. So something about like that for the road. That'll be okay. And then this can also connect in over on this side and can go up and around over here about like that or so. And to that end, We can then get rid of this field, and we can expand that a little bit. So that's going to end up running up to the road here, coming down to here, and then coming over to about here or so. Cool. Then we can do the same thing with this field, have that fill out all the way out to the road. So that is going to be something along the lines of that. Perfect. That'll do. We can alternate between these two. Of course, that also means that we're going to end up needing a windmill, and setting that out over here is maybe not the worst of ideas. What about up over here? It's very mediocre, and it's quite bad over here. So let's think about a location for this. 100% windmill efficiency up here. Actually, that'll work. Cool, so we'll do that, and then a communal oven can go in, I don't know, somewhere around... Can't really fit it in there, but we can put it in up over here. Okay, so that's going to get Ruth going. That's going to take some time. That is understood. Now, over in Iconau, we still have a lack of food. We are producing out of our apiaries, so that's understood. And we are getting an additional source of food from our hunting camp and from our communal oven here. Apparently, and this isn't shocking, but apparently we're having some communal oven issues because the communal oven is a long ways away from our windmill, and our granary is right here. So that is definitely understood that that's not the most efficient in terms of transit. We may want to consider moving that. So that would actually mean I want to build a new one since we apparently can't relocate it. But let's build a new one right over here, which is right outside of the granary and much closer to the windmill. So let's get that going, and then we'll demolish this communal oven once, and we'll move these workers over once this one gets finished. And let's put that on very high priority. So that'll be fine for now. And over in Zawau, things are fine. In Ruth, we just finished up our farmhouse here. Okay, that sounds good. I want to make sure that we have workers out over here. It looks like we do in the stonecutters camp. We do in this mining pit as well. And we do in this mining pit. So that'll be fine. So we're going to have some workers assigned to this farmhouse. I want to leave... Yeah, I know Selbitz is running out of food. I want to leave this windmill, and I want to leave 2 families, one for the windmill and one for the communal oven here. So that means 3 families for the moment go into this farmhouse. We should also consider expanding our housing here by an additional 5. So what that ends up meaning, this is 6. Okay, we'll take it back to about here. What that ends up meaning is something kind of like this. Now, a couple of these can have artisans, not all of them will, but that looks good. So we'll get that going, and those will be intended to work in the farmhouse. So that looks fine for now. Okay, so the real question here is Iconau. How are we doing on this communal oven? Well, we've almost started. So, you know, that's a good sign. We've now moved in one of our 2 timber, and we'll get started on this communal oven very, very shortly, in theory. So that looks good. I hope. Yeah, we're going up to grab some of this. Our royal tax goes up. That is absolutely fine. Did we max these out again? Yes, we did. Okay. So, he has decided to campaign for Selbitz. This is, of course, hilarious. So... it's January right now. This is kind of fine. So we're going to rally all of our forces. And we're going to rally them right there. So they're going to head on up, and we're going to tell all of them to run as well, because we want to gather up there as quickly as we can. He's going to be coming in very swiftly indeed. So we're going to head on up there, but... actually, no, he's not going to. We need to hit the resolve the claim on the battlefield button. So we should not be running, is the answer here. Do not run, just walk, and once we get there, we will contest the claim. Okay, so something like that. Beautiful. So up we go. Are they running? I'm not sure if they're running or not. Some of them might be. But it's okay. We're heading on up, and we are going to resolve this claim on the battlefield. We just need to get our forces up here. So this will be absolutely fine. He is not going to succeed at this, obviously. So we have a few forces that are going to be a little further behind, but we have a number of our units arriving here. Now I'm keeping an eye on this bar. We're going to give it as long as we can before we resolve the claim on the battlefield. At least we give until these guys arrive. I think we have to do it now. So we're going to do that. And these lads are going to need to assume some form of formation. I'm not sure where this battle is going to end up being, but they're going to need to come down to us. So that should be fine. We've got 2 units of archer here. I'm going to put those right along this road for the time being, and everyone else here other than the archers, so that's all of these guys, understood. All of these are going to be just behind them for right now. Okay, so something along the lines of that. And then we've got an additional unit of archers, a retinue unit coming in here. No. Get out of here. My claims are non-negotiable. Okay. So we've got 2 retinues and an archer unit still on the way in. I believe that is all of our units coming in here. So we can see here that he's got forces that are going to come down through these woods. We're going to be giving battle right down over here, so this is fine. And we've got reinforcements still on the way here. Okay, so here comes this family, or rather, not family. Here comes this archer unit. I want them to actually run. So get in here. I want you guys to run as well. You're kind of lollygagging at this point, but let's make our way on up. And the question is, where exactly are his forces? It's January right now, so we've got a little bit of time. So that seems good. I'm selecting everyone but our archers at this point, and I'm now going to position them about here. And then our archers, we're going to position just ahead about here. Perfect. Okay. We didn't select... Oh, there's polearm militia in this. That is not what I wanted. Okay. I want the archers right up here. There we go. And then I want everyone but the archers just behind them. Like so. There we go. Okay. Enemy unit has been spotted. Yes, that is to be expected. They're going to be coming out over here. Huh. Why are they taking this angle? That's interesting. Where exactly are they going? This was not expected. Let's take our archers out over here and everyone else just behind. We're going to take up, I guess, positions in these woods. Now they're coming over towards us. Okay. So that seems fine. I want to make sure that all of these units, everyone here, get into position. So, these archers are going to commence firing now. These guys are going to commence firing as well, and I want these guys to commence firing. The rest of these units, they're just going to march up and take this position. They can walk from here. You guys should be in that as well. Okay, I guess running is fine. Commence firing. Any moment now. Are we going to commence firing? Maybe. I think we might be. It's just hard to see because, yeah, it's hard to see because it's currently winter. That's understood. So, these guys are, of course, ready to fight here. Now, I want these guys to stop attacking here and start attacking this retinue. Not you. You can just remain where you are. Okay. Just hold the line. The rest of these should be attacking this retinue. Wonderful. I'm going to have these 2 units head in and attack here, while all of these come in and attack these forces. These guys are now going to be attacking the brigands. who are trying to flank, but we have this retinue in reserve for just that eventuality. Enemy unit has been spotted. Okay, that's this one right here. Yeah, that's irrelevant. Okay. So we're working on it. This is a lot harder to see what we've got going on at this time in winter, but that's fine. We're now going to attack these mercenary archers. And this melee should be pretty under control, to be honest. Like, yeah, these guys just broke. Excellent. Archers are still firing. That's to be expected. And we're going to start doing significant damage to their archers now. Okay. I want you guys up over here. And just fold it right on in. All of these guys are finishing off these light mercenary infantry. Excellent. Chase them. Get them broken and out of here. We need to get this battle sorted as soon as possible, of course. So we're just continuing to hit them with arrows. And they're not liking what's going on here. That's for sure. They're definitely not liking it. I don't know why Hildebolt even wants this area, to be honest. Okay, so at this point, they're moving out of arrow range. I'm going to move our archers back over to the center here to make sure that we are considered winning, while the rest of our forces are pursuing these archers. And we will catch them, but it'll take a little while. So that's understood, and then these guys are going to revert back. It's going to be, I think, going a little bit into March here, which is a little bit dicey. These guys are not running. I'm going to just tell them to come on back anyway. Okay. So we caught their archers, and they're already broken. Beautiful. So all of these forces, they're just going to come back over here. Wonderful. Okay, we got victory. Excellent. They immediately gave up. So that is perfect. We now need to bring all of these guys home. So, all of these units are Waldbrand. They are going to come down over here. That's fine. These are Nuslo, so they are going to come up over this way. They'll get there eventually. These two are Zawao, and they are going to head down over here. And this one is Eikenau. So that is going to head all the way down. Okay, beautiful. So that was handled with no major issues there. Sounds good. A lot of these guys are going to start disbanding and heading home as they get to their destinations. Cool. So this all looks good. These guys are just going to head home and get back to work. And then these guys up here, yeah, they're going to take a little bit, as are these. So that seems good. These guys can head home, and so can these as soon as they're within the borders. There we go. And these guys can head home, and these guys can head home. You'd think Hildebolt would learn at some point. He has lost every battle he has fought. And he's lost them all badly. Like, there's not a battle that we've had with him that I would consider to be close. So there's that. We did lose a couple of people from that, no doubt about it. So we're going to want to replenish some of these. The Waldbrand retinue was by far the hardest. We'll just bump that straight on up. And then the Nuslo militia, or rather the Nuslo retinue, is actually 22 out of 24. Yeah, I had the wrong one selected, I guess. Okay, that's fine. And we will get this maxed as well. No problem. Fantastic. So it's now February, and that, of course, means that we are going to be doing a little bit of plowing and planting at the beginning, other than in Nuslo, where we're going to be doing quite a bit of plowing and planting. So that's noted. This farmhouse is at 3 right now. I'm going to move this one up to 3. That looks good. And this is fallow, so we're going to have these guys be at unlimited work area for right now. They're just pitching it. So that looks good. So Eikenau, of course, is still low on food. which is interesting. We don't have starvation, but we are low on food. We're going to have our people coming back here, but Eikenau doesn't have... It's not heavily levied, so that shouldn't be a major issue. We just paid our taxes, and that's absolutely fine. We are having hunger down here in Eikenau now. That's not super shocking. I would like to get another family in the communal oven here, and another family in the farmhouse. That sounds good. Do we need another family in the windmill? Honestly, I feel like we don't at this moment. What about in the gathering hut, the forager hut? Actually, yeah, we could put another family in here, and I'm going to do that. We have space for another growth, so that'll be fine. It is very soon that we're going to be able to start getting berries again, and that will be good for Eikenau. It definitely needs the food, and we're also going to be... We're going to be running some wheat over here, I think, as well as here. So these two fields are going to be active. These are going to be active next season. It's going to be slightly awkward, but it should be okay. That should help matters. Perfect. So it's still February here. It's still winter. We need to head forward to March. Eikenau does continue to be a bit of a problem, but this communal oven up over here has been built. So I'm going to put in these three here. We're going to remove these three from this communal oven, and we're going to demolish it. They are going to be moved up over here, which should be a more efficient location for them to be. I'm not going to call it, like, optimal, but it is going to be a more efficient location. So that should be good. And yeah, we can see that they're definitely working on baking. So that sounds good. Yeah, there's definitely less traveling happening here. There's no one working in this granary at this moment, and that is definitely a small concern. Do we have anyone in the livestock trading post? No. Okay. That's noted. So the snow is melting. That looks great. Eikenau definitely does have some issues here, but we'll get to it. We're going to be continuing to bake for a little while. We'll have access to the forager's hut now, so that sounds good. The berry deposit is growing, and the foragers are going to head out relatively soonish, and that should help matters. And of course, we are out plowing these couple of fields here. I want to check in on the field situation up here. So I think some of these ended up only being partially sown, but that's going to have to be what it is. It's a little unfortunate the way that that works, but it's fine. So these up here are going to have to be partially worked on as well. Noted. And then this out here is going to need a lot of work. So this farmhouse, I'm going to probably leave on limited work area for right now. We can put another 2 families here, and they will pitch in out over this direction. So that looks good. We're going to be working on all of that for a little bit. Eikenau is having their starvation go up currently, not exactly down. This berry deposit is not back yet. So I think that's a core issue there. In this communal oven, we are going home and waiting. Are we out of flour already? We may already be out of flour here. Okay. So I believe that we are indeed already out of flour. That's a bad sign for Eikenau. No doubt about that. So what do we want to do about it, at least on a temporary basis? Well, we can now see that this berry deposit is back up to 36, so that is fantastic. We've got these 4 foragers, and they should be heading out to gather berries. So that will help matters. So we're going to be getting some berries out of this berry deposit for a while. That's going to actually come in pretty quickly. So we do see our starvation in Eikenau going down now that we've got these berries flowing in. That's good. That's very, very good. Of course, we do see that our plow down over here is nearly completed, and our harvest is going to be minimal, but that's expected with this sort of a late plant like this. That is okay. Out over in Zawao, oh, that was laggy. Out over in Zawao, we have just this 1 ox out here plowing this, and that's going to take it a while. But that's okay. Waldbrand is good to go. Nuslo is going to take a little bit yet to get this all plowed up. That's understood. We knew that this was going to be the case. I'm going to toss another family into this farmhouse. For now, that's okay. And I want to check in on Aikenau's food situation. So currently, we do not have any starvation. And we can see these berry deposits grow quite regularly throughout all of the spring, but they're going to be depleted very quickly. No doubt about that. But we need to just build up whatever we can here. That is going to be vital. So we're going to get 58 wheat out of this field, 55 wheat out of this field. That's not bad, actually. That's pretty decent. And we may want to think about another field or two over here, and we're apparently not in Aikenau right now. There we go. So another field or two out over here. This is going to be low fertility, but I do definitely want, I think, 2 fields up over here. I just feel like this isn't enough cultivated land. It's going to be awkward no matter how we slice it, because this is going to be considerable plow time. But we can do something kind of like that to kind of even out the amount of land under cultivation. It's not going to be perfect, but it will definitely help the situation here. But those berries, they're definitely keeping us afloat for right now. We just got to last until the harvest in September. So that's the goal. We're going to be getting a good amount of wheat, and hopefully this will be enough wheat to carry us through. I think 3-to-1 wheat to barley is fine here in Aikenau for the moment. So that all seems good. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to remember that we need to put people in the farmhouse up over here, and we're going to do exactly that. We're going to get them to work, and they're going to come out and help plow these fields. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Tommy Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.